Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking, all right? So shout out to everybody who is in the room. It's good to see everybody. If you guys haven't smashed that like button yet, make sure you guys take a moment, smash that like button. Help me out by sharing this stream to your social media. If you guys can hear me okay and the audio is good, give me a thumbs up in the comment section. If you guys cannot hear me, then give me a thumbs down or an angry face, and I will give some acknowledgments to everybody who's in the building early. Shout out to Flowers. Good to see you in here. We got Lloyd Sky 9 in the building. Shout out to Volvo 2 Love. We got Denise Scales in the house. We got Lana. Shout out to Lana. We got Shamika Gray. All right. Good to see everybody. All right. So I'm going to try to rush through this because, as you guys know, I got another stream scheduled. So all you got to do is just stay in here and that'll take you right to that next scheduled stream. All right. And what we're going to talk about is we're going to ask the question about the disinformation debates. Because if I'm not mistaken, the disinformation debates are tonight, right? And you guys know what the disinformation debates are, right? And shout out to Black Spider B1. What's good with it, Black Spider? The RNC, the Rubbish National Committee, right? So my question for you guys is exactly what it says in the title. Are conservatives worthy of being heard? Now, it's kind of a trick question because if you ask me, any sound that can be generated is worth being heard in order to be aware of your environment, right? But my question is, as people have these discussions about should the Democrats get our votes, my question for everybody that I have is, should conservatives get any acknowledgement at all, other than being the party of disinformation? Now, here's my question. Why do I call them the party of disinformation? Would you all agree that the Conservative Party and the Conservative Party alone has politicized an entire race of people and our history? If you guys would agree with that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. I wish I could do the live with KG tonight, Lehman Lucas, but I can't. I'm gonna be at the plant. You know what the plant's short for. You know what I'm saying? So I'm curious as to what people think. My question is, are Republican transgressions forgivable? That's my question for you guys. Now, here's my question. I want everybody in the comment section to list Republican and conservative disinformation that they've said specifically about Black people. Remember, the party that is all lives matter? Right. I agree, Shamika. Both parties. I agree. However, it's the Republicans' turn. You know what I'm saying? It's their turn because they're having their little debate tonight where they're going to be probably bringing up Black people, not around a bunch of Black people. So I'm going to bring up conservatives and Republicans, not around a lot of white people and not around a lot of conservatives and Republicans. I'm going to shit all over them on this live stream and smear it all over the wall, the same way that they do when they talk about us. Shout out to Torian. Why? Because I can. Because there's literally no one that's going to stop me. The same way that they do that to us. We can come up with all this disinformation about Black people. Now, where are you going to get your votes from? All of this, I need everybody. Republicans, shout out to Hurricane IQ. Republicans and conservatives have multi-billion-dollar news networks and think tanks. We just talked about Fox with Rupert Murdoch yesterday, that they dedicate to putting out anti-Black messages. My question is, do they deserve anything other than being dismembered? Right, Torian, facts. Let me ask you guys a question. How do people feel about when Trump got a mugshot? The most intelligent thing that conservatives could come up with was now he can relate to the Black community because he has a mugshot. Let me ask you guys, how many people in this comment section here have mugshots? They will tell you the reason why slaves were whipped is because they're lazy, which is ironic because if slaves are lazy, what does that make the people that aren't working and getting free labor? What does that make them? Oh, that's right. The founders of the United States. The quote unquote forefathers. And when I say the forefathers, I mean the forefathers because most of them probably were baby daddies of 4 Black illegitimate children that they never took care of, that have their last name, that never got one dime from any trust fund or any legacy wealth. How about let's just talk about 13% of the population committing 55% of the crime. Let's talk about that. You know what never follows that sentence? Any Republican idea to address it if they think that it's such a bad thing. Now, Republicans don't even address crime in their areas. And we're going to talk about some Republican crime. Oh, yes, we are. Oh, yes, we are. Of course, the crime of choice, familicide. 18-year-old Utah mom arrested for allegedly deleting her own newborn baby, because that never happens. So let's talk about familicide and opiates around a bunch of people who aren't affected by that stuff. Because this is what they do. So somebody get the grinder out. Somebody start splitting the blunt in half. We about to start talking about these people. Okay. 18-year-old Utah mom arrested for allegedly murdering her own newborn baby. Suspect said she dumped the infant's body in Parley's Canyon. Rural Utah. A lot of Mormons out there. Wasatch County, Utah. A young mother was arrested over the weekend after a lengthy investigation ended with police concluding that she deleted her newborn baby by depriving him of medical oxygen. Who would do such a thing? Hurricane said they're going to put y'all back in chains. Funny how Joe Biden didn't mess up saying that. You know what's crazy? The most coherent that I've ever heard Joe Biden is when he was telling the civil rights leaders what he wasn't going to do for black people. Did you guys notice that? This is a dude. Now, when I tell you guys that racism never leaves these people, even when they get dementia, Joe Biden is a perfect example of that. This is somebody that can't ride a bike. He can't walk upstairs. He can't complete a sentence or a thought. But when it comes to him saying what he's not going to do for black people, and coming up with any type of stereotypical nonsense that he can say about black people, man, that old fart never misses a beat, does he? You think that's genetic? If you guys think that's genetic, give me a thumbs up. If it's not, give me a thumbs down. So now here it says, according to court documents, 18-year-old Estrella Menza Ojeda. Now, let me ask you guys a question. What kind of name is this? He did. Didn't he, Journey? He did, didn't he? So, Estrella Menza Ojeda gave birth to a premature baby boy on August 6th. He spent 22 days in the newborn intensive care unit before being sent home with Menza Ojeda, who lived in Wasatch County apartment with a roommate. Police said Menza Ojeda was given oxygen tanks and an oxygen monitor for her newborn when she was told he needed supplemental oxygen to stay alive. Just after 4 days on September 1st, another tenant of the apartment building called 911 to report that the baby wasn't breathing. He was taken to the hospital by an ambulance, and medical staff said Menza Ojeda and the baby arrived without the supplemental oxygen. She was then given more tanks and reminded that the oxygen was vital for the child's survival. It is now believed that this was an attempt to end the baby's life, and that Estrella was either interrupted or would not go through with it this time, investigators with Heber City Police wrote in the arrest report. Then on September 11th, police were called to perform a welfare check on the child because Menza Ojeda didn't bring him in for a follow-up appointment. They were unable to find her, so they called her phone number and left messages when she didn't answer. On September 14th, police responded to Menza Ojeda's apartment again after receiving reports that she was not putting her son on oxygen. So people was telling that she wasn't caring for her son properly. She wasn't putting him on oxygen. Okay? She wasn't putting him on oxygen. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen and shout out to Patricia Slade. Her roommate told the police that she hadn't seen Menza Ojeda since September 11th when the roommate left for work. She said when she returned, Misa Ojeda and the baby were gone along with all of the baby's clothes. However, the baby's seat and oxygen tanks were still there. The roommate told police that she noticed that the baby wasn't on oxygen on September 10th and asked Misa Ojeda about it. Misa Ojeda told the roommate that the baby no longer needed the oxygen, which directly conflicts with what the doctor said, according to the report. She also said that the baby wasn't sleeping well the previous 2 nights, probably because the baby needed oxygen, you think? Now, let me ask you guys a question. Who would do this to a child? And shout out to Hurricane IQ for hitting the Stream Elements bot. Who would do this to a child? That's my question. Then last Tuesday, police found Misa Ojeda at her new boyfriend's home in Kansas. Uh-oh. When she got this new boyfriend, what do you guys think happened? When she got this new boyfriend, what do you guys think happened? She would not answer any questions about the baby and asked the officers not to mention the baby when her boyfriend arrived because he did not know about the birth. Investigators said they interviewed Misa Ojeda after informing her of her Miranda rights. She said it was difficult caring for a newborn with such specialized needs and she wanted to return to work. So she arranged to have the baby taken to Mexico by a family friend. When detectives asked her why the boy's oxygen tanks and car seat were still at her apartment, she said the man bought a new seat and new oxygen tanks. They asked her how he managed to do so because they usually require a prescription, and she said she didn't know. Uh-oh. So her story started falling apart. Misa Ojeda then declined to give a phone number for the man who she claimed took the baby to Mexico. She gave a phone number for her mother who lives in Mexico, but the number didn't work. She could not provide an exact address for her mother to be contacted by police to verify the child's status. Police said Misa Ojeda also changed her story about where and when she met up with the man to hand over her newborn. She could not provide contact information for anyone who could corroborate her story, but she claimed the baby was doing well and being treated in Mexico City. Police said she could not provide a consistent or accurate account of the location or time related to the baby's alleged transportation to Mexico. Police obtained a search warrant on Wednesday for Misa Ojeda's smartphone. On it, they said they discovered search engine histories such as, "How much time will I serve in prison for deleting my baby?" "Taking a baby's life," "Holy death," "Camas sewage treatment plant," "Salt Lake solid waste," and "Garbage dumps near me." Now let's take a moment real quick. And let's handle this. Why were these things in her search engine? This is pretty bad, isn't it? Why were these things in her search engine? They said these searches began on September 3rd, which is just 2 days after the baby was taken to the hospital after he stopped breathing. Wednesday night, police served search warrants on both the apartment where Misa Ojeda lived with a roommate and her new boyfriend's residence. She and her boyfriend were detained and taken to the Wasatch County Jail. Investigators questioned Misa Ojeda again, and at first she began telling the same story. However, as the report says, she later began agreeing with the statement that the baby was no longer alive. Misa Ojeda then told police that on September 10th, she borrowed her roommate's car to meet a man at Park City Smith's grocery store, which is about a 15-minute drive from her apartment. She said she took the baby with her, but did not place the oxygen tube on him because it was bothering her. It was bothering him. She said when she arrived, she thought the baby was asleep. The person she went to meet did not show up, so she returned home. She said she was taking the baby out of the car when she realized that he was dead. She confessed to police that she drove towards Salt Lake City and left the baby's body on the side of the road. You think they're going to talk about this at that Republican National Convention tonight? Yeah, I got to agree, Lloyd Sky Nines. And shout out to Black Knight Discussions. What's good with it, bro? B1, welcome to the chat. She could not name or describe exactly where she did so, but she agreed to show the investigators the location. They arrived where she told them at I-80 exit 131 in Parley's Canyon, where there are large crosses on the hill south of the freeway. The arrest report states, she said she left her newborn body in a gray blanket with elephants on it. Officers were unable to find the boy's body, but then they asked Mija Ogier to walk with them in the area. They found a piece of fabric on the ground. Although it was not stated whether it matched the description of the blanket she used, the report says Mija Ogier began to sob and tried to go to the area after she saw the fabric. Police were unable to find the infant's body after finding the fabric and called the initial search off due to a lack of lighting, as well as the possibility of animal activity in the area disturbing or removing the baby's body. When police filed the arrest report on Saturday, it was said that they were planning to establish a search plan with cadaver dogs and more officers. Fox 13 News has reached out to law enforcement agencies involved in the case, but we have not received an update on the status of the search. Mija Ogier was booked and facing charges of aggravated murder, abuse or desecration of a body, obstructing justice. She's being held without bail. But remember, it's only us that commit the crimes. Shout out to DSB. Speaking of it's only us that commit the crimes, eventually I'm going to do a crime cast. I apologize to my crime cast heads that I haven't had a chance to do one. I just been trying to stay up with the content on my main channels, and because of my work schedule, it's kind of hard. Now, this took place in good old Ohio. You know what I'm saying? The best state in the United States. This is straight from the Attorney General. Now, you guys are really going to get a laugh about this. What's this got to do with the conservative debates? What's this got to do with the disinformation debates? You'll see in a minute. A family was indicted for stealing $75,000 from an Ironton EMS company. That's a lot of money for us, right? Shout out to Black Free Thinker. What's good with it, bro? 6 family members are facing felony charges for allegedly stealing $75,000 from fuel cards belonging to an emergency medical services company in Ironton, Ohio, Attorney General Dave Yost announced today. A Lawrence County grand jury indicted Tony Wilson, who is a former fleet manager at Patriot EMS, along with his wife, 2 sons, a daughter, and her husband on charges of theft. Remember, I always tell you guys this stuff is a family thing. This stuff is a family thing. All right. Wilson is accused of stealing fuel cards from the company and giving them to family members who in turn bought gas for personal use in resale. Man, they must have got this right out of the Brett Favre How to Do the American Way book. It's a family affair. Facts. If you guys agree with John, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys haven't smashed the like button, please take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, make sure you guys hit that bell. I hate to say this, but I think I'm probably going to be a little bit late on that next stream. So just hang tight. Watch this one. It'll take you right into the next one. In March of 2022, the owner of Patriot EMS noticed unexplained charges to the fuel cards for ambulances that were no longer in service. Spending records and gas station security footage revealed that Wilson and his family racked up the charges dating back to April of 2020. In addition to pumping gas for their personal vehicles, video evidence shows them filling large fuel containers and buying gas for other individuals. One witness told law enforcement that Wilson's daughter and son-in-law Tiffany and Joshua Wiseman resold gas at a 50% discount. The charges are as follows. So here's the charges. Now, what I want you guys to do is I want y'all to look this up. Somebody in the comment section, do me a favor. Look up Patriot EMS, Irontown, Ohio, and see if you can find any pictures of any of these people, okay? Tony Wilson, engaging in a pattern of corrupt activity, 2nd-degree felony, theft, felony 4, theft of a credit card, felony 5. Malaya Wilson, engaging in a pattern of corrupt activity, felony 2, theft, felony 5, receiving stolen property, felony 5. Tiffany Wiseman, engaging in a pattern of corrupt activity, felony 2, theft, felony 4, receiving stolen property, felony 5. Joshua Wiseman, engaging in a pattern of corrupt activity, felony 2, theft, felony 4, receiving stolen property, felony 5. Christopher Wilson, theft, felony 5, receiving stolen property, felony 5. And Tony Lee Wilson, theft, felony 5, receiving stolen property, felony 5. Now that sounded like I just won off a bunch of contest awards, right? Well, they won the grand prize of being in the news because these are some thugs. You know what I'm saying? And now, mind you, the name of this company is Patriot EMS, right? So when I looked up good old Patriot EMS, I'm going to show you guys what they look like. Good old American values. Look at how patriotic. Critical care on demand. Gas on demand, too, if you need it. There goes the crew. They definitely have those good American values. Now, you can apply for this if you want to. Clearly, they got a couple job openings. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody needs a job, anybody got, the credentials to be able to drive a ambulance, probably need to be an EMT or, you know what I'm saying? Have ACLS, BLS, basic life support, advanced life support. I know for a fact that they got about 5 openings right now. So if anybody needs a job, I'm sure these Patriots, you know what I'm saying, will love to hire you. Oh, man. So how many people have shot the breeze before? You guys, is there anybody in here that has shot the breeze before? If you've shot the breeze before, give me a thumbs up. Now, here's my question. When you shot the breeze, did you hit anybody? Because this woman did. She shot 5 bystanders outside of Dirk's Bentley Whiskey Row Bar in Denver after being denied entry. Has anybody in here ever done that? You just got so mad you couldn't get in the bar that you just decided to just start bucking? A woman shot 5 people outside country singer Dirk Bentley's crowded Denver bar Saturday after she was denied entry to the hot spot. Shout out to DJ Elmo. I don't think we need to say any more after that. I think that takes care of a lot of speculation that people might have had. You know what I'm saying? Denver police are searching for the suspect who is still on the loose 5 days after the mass shooting. Did you hear about this on the news? How come Kamala Harris and them didn't come talk to Dirk Bentley about people getting shot up at his club? Why didn't that happen? Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys show Black Knight Discussion some love for becoming a member. That definitely helps. Shout out to all the members. If you guys have your membership chat available, make sure you guys, go ahead and use it. Throw it in the chat. Also, anybody that is interested in becoming a member, the lowest tier is only 99 cents, and you would be shocked how much it helps. Just something to consider, not something that's a requirement. You know what I'm saying? Throw some radiation emoji in the chat for Black Knight Discussions and welcome him to the Radiation Nation. You know what I'm saying? Denver police are searching for the suspect who is still on the loose 5 days after the mass shooting after Whiskey Row, located on a busy nightlife corridor in the city downtown. So we're going to take a look at this. The woman may have been aiming at the bar security personnel who had stopped her from entering the Market Street bar because they suspected that she was using another person's ID, investigators told KDVR. She left the line of people waiting to get inside, then turned back, pulled a gun out, and began spraying bullets toward the country music club at around 11:15 p.m. Denver Public Safety told the local Fox affiliate station. Thank goodness none of you guys were there. Thank goodness none of you guys were there. The shooter instead struck 5 bystanders who were outside the bar at the time and are not believed to have been the intended targets, police said. All 5 are expected to survive their injuries. Now, let me ask you guys this. How come we didn't hear about this like in the mainstream media, national news, anything like that? Why ain't we hear about that? Why didn't we hear about it? You know what I'm saying? A man working security for a bar across the street told the local station that he heard 6 gunshots ring out. He rushed everyone on the sidewalk in front of his bar inside and locked the doors. So there you go right there. That's the person right there. So, I mean, you know. John Guillory asked a great question. John Guillory said, man, that's wild. Are they saying that this is a part of their culture? They're not saying it, but I am. Don't white people brag about gunpowder and technological advancements? How deeply entrenched are cowboy movies, the shoot 'em up at the salon, and mafia movies? What about defense spending on advanced weapons? You know, what they say about us is that we wear leaves and use sticks and stones. So using guns definitely isn't part of our culture. But for the people who were the countries involved in every single world war, the people who have entrenched the image of revolutionary soldiers with bayonets into our heads. Let me ask you guys a question. What is a bayonet? Let me ask you guys another question. Yosemite Sam and Elmer Fudd are 2 Looney Tunes that are known for having what? If I'm not mistaken, they're the only Looney Tunes that have guns. What are they? Just saying. You think they're going to talk about that? Think they're going to talk about that at the Republican disinformation debates tonight? I think they should. And what else I'd like to do is I'd like to see somebody debunk any of that shit that I just said, especially Vivek Ramaswamy. Black Free Thinker said, I'm going too far with Yosemite Sam. Now, here go my question, though. Weren't him and Elmer Fudd the only 2 Looney Tunes that were known for carrying guns? Is that an accident? How come nobody else had a gun? How come Bugs Bunny didn't have a gun? How come Daffy Duck? How come Daffy Duck didn't have a gun? How come Foghorn Leghorn didn't have a gun? I'm just saying. Oh, is the debate tomorrow? Bugs had to use his gun all the time. Oh, no, they weren't. Bugs had to defend himself. That's petty as hell, isn't it? Isn't that petty? They still carry guns. Shamika saw him at Six Flags shooting shooting shit up. Shamika saw him at Six Flags bringing the property value down. Just like this, with the gun outstretched, just like this. Matter of fact, this might actually be at Six Flags. I'm glad Shamika made it back to the chat okay. Oh man, that's petty as hell. I don't think it's petty enough though. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, I was standing right there and I heard 6 gunshots. Andrew Reeder told KDVR. My initial reaction, my goal was to get all those people to safety. He said staffers ushered patrons toward the back of the bar and had everyone exit out the back door once police deemed that it was safe. A woman who was waiting in the line to enter Whiskey Row behind the suspect told Denver 7 that people began screaming and running when the gunfire broke out. It happened really fast, Madison Sharnowski told local ABC News affiliate station, adding that she at first froze when she heard 7 or 8 gunshots. In a moment, it's like fight or flight response. There she go right there. That's the lady that did it. That's petty as hell. Rootin', Putin, shooting. Oh yeah, facts. Listen, see what Journey said. Yosemite Sam even has the Clint Eastwood voice. Yeah, varmint. He's deep in the culture. Deep. Clint Eastwood, facts. What's the other guy's name? John Wayne? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Name some famous quote-unquote black gunslingers. Name some quote-unquote famous black gunslingers. Now, somebody gonna say Pookie and Ray Ray, but that's only 2. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. What was the name of that movie that Denzel was in? Was that movie based on a true story? I forget the name of that movie. What was that cowboy movie that Denzel Washington was in? Oh, okay, that's what's good. Shout out to Tarek. What's good with it, bro? DJ almost said Django. Durango Django. You know what I'm saying? Bass Reeves was the name. Was that the name of the movie? The movie was called Bass Reeves. The remake of the Magnificent Seven. Okay. Hurricane IQ said, was it the Hateful Eight? Hey, y'all got me dying laughing, man. Oh, shit. She said that she was thankful that she and her friends were not wounded as the woman in front of her party and behind them each were shot. I'm extremely grateful to be here and to be okay, and that all of my friends are also okay. But it's a traumatic experience to go through, especially for the 5 victims that were hit, she said. Sharnowski said most of the victims appeared to have been shot in the leg. So you can see she was shooting down. She didn't know what the hell she was doing. Look how she got the gun angled. That's why she shot everybody in the legs and toes and everything. Because she had the barrel pointing all down at the ground. She's trying to do the O-Dog shit. She's trying to do the menace of society form holding the gun. She look crazy as all hell, don't she? She looked crazy as hell. She looked like she would shoot the place up. So now here it said she stayed with one of the victims, a young woman who was shot through her ankle. That's what I'm saying. She was shooting low. She said, how low can you go? These bullets gonna touch the floor. You know what I'm saying? shooting people all in their ankle. You gotta be aiming at the ankle, or you either gotta not be able to shoot at all if you're shooting at people's ankles. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says you really don't know how you're going to respond until it happens. And hopefully it's not something you ever really have to respond to, Sharnowski said. Denver police released a photo of the suspected shooter on Monday and are offering a $2,000 reward for information leading to her arrest. All right. So here go to this. Let's see if they got another picture of her. This is some dumb shit right here. Hold on real quick. This is dumb. Shout out to Soapbox Moments. Soapbox Moments said we got 40 likes so far. You guys are doing great. So we got the 1-to-1 ratio popping off. Smash that like button, hit that bell, share the stream to your social media. I don't know if y'all can see that because that image is kind of small, but there it is right there. Can you remain anonymous and earn up to $2,000? Can you help solve these crimes? This lady doesn't really look like she knows what, you know what I'm saying? Like, doesn't look like she's smart enough to really be that kind of person that's out here evading the law all like that. They really should have her in custody right now. This is Operation Protect the White Woman. Shout out to Tori and Rain. And that's probably why they don't have her. You see, they got her on video. How the hell don't they have her yet? You know what I'm saying? So we're going to look at some quick videos about this. All right. We're not going to read these articles because we're going to try to run straight through this. Let me see.
Pictures just into our newsroom of a Denver person, or a person in Denver, I should say, police say is wanted for questioning in connection with the shooting that happened in Lodo.
Yeah, Vicente Jimenez found out the woman was allegedly upset after not.
So that's her. Let me ask you guys a question. Would y'all, if she tried to come to y'all's establishment and come in and kick it and party and have a good time, would y'all let her in? If y'all would let her in, give me a thumbs up. If y'all wouldn't, give me a thumbs down. She looked crazy. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Sorry. No.
Being allowed into a bar. He has the details here at 7.
Yeah, as we continue to take a look at that picture, this is the person that Denver police say they're looking for. In one.
Shout out to Ricky Jones. Ricky Jones got some famous black cowboys for us. Nate Love and Bill Pickett. She do look like a horror movie actor. She looked like the bad guy in a horror movie. She looked like that lady on the Ring. Like she just walked right out of the TV, right in front of that club to start bucking at people.
One, you can see a shot of her face, and in the
now, let me ask you guys a question. Do y'all think they're gonna do a whole bunch of interviews with this Dirk Bentley individual and just ask him a million times? Well, how did your music influence this? How did your music influence this? Do you feel any responsibility? Do you feel any responsibility? Do you owe anything to the community? You guys think they're gonna ask that question a million times? You think they're gonna ask the question about what the hell is going on with all these damn people shooting shit up in Colorado? You think that's going to happen? Because, I mean, it's not like, that happens in Colorado. You know what I'm saying?
The other, you can see a gun in a hand. This is the person that police believe was involved in the shooting in Lodo over the weekend.
It was late Saturday night, around 11:15, when the shooting broke out in front of the Whiskey Row Bar in Lodo. Denver police say the shots rang out after a female suspect was not allowed into a bar, trying to use an ID that did not belong to her.
There seemed to be some sort of confrontation. She produced the handgun that was concealed on her person. And started shooting.
Armando Saldate says she may have been trying.
Here goes my question. Who does that? Shout out to Cannon Hotep. What's good with it, bro? Yo, if y'all not subscribed to Cannon Hotep, make sure y'all go check his channel out. He does some good content. Shout out to AB Promotions. What's good with it, bro?
To shoot towards security personnel working at the bar. 5 people who were not intended targets were hit with non-life-threatening injuries. Saldate says 2 off-duty officers were working at the bar and other on-duty police were in the area. The shooting comes after another back in June, just a block away, that injured several people.
Damn, I didn't even hear about that one just in June. It's going down. people getting shot up.
DPD has in the past come up with strategies to address large party crowds in the area filled with clubs and bars.
We do know that police presence is a deterrent to criminal behavior. However, it's not the be-all, end-all.
Denver City Council member Chris Hines says more must be done to make the area safer.
We need to make sure that we have adequate police force throughout our city.
Hines said both long-term and tactical strategies that help people experiencing mental health issues and addiction are needed. But he says
I mean, here's my question. What do mental health and addiction have to do with that? Shit like that happens all the time in Baltimore. Yeah, Baltimore ain't no joke neither.
now more police are part of the answer.
We have a staffing amount that we want for our city and for our police department, and we're understaffed.
The search is on now for the person believed to have hurt the 5 victims here in Lodo on Saturday night.
And today we heard from a spokesman from the Whiskey Row Bar telling us that they're concerned about the security issues here in Lodo, but that they're grateful for the swift response from Denver police. Speaking of Denver police, today the city council heard the mayor ask for millions of dollars more to hire additional police to bring the department up to full staffing levels.
Now, let me ask you guys a question. You guys think that they're going to get those millions of dollars? If you guys think that they are, give me a thumbs up. If you guys think that they're not, then give me a thumbs down.
In Lodo, I'm Vicente Arenas.
All right, so there's that. So let's check this out. Here go another account of what happened that night. This lady right here is going to describe what went on for us. So we're going to get a good idea of what happened here. Hold on.
I'm Shannon Ogden.
I'm Ann Trujillo.
Good evening. Thanks very much for joining us tonight. I'm Shannon Ogden.
I'm Ann Trujillo. Police are still searching for the suspect in a shooting that hurt 5 people outside a lower downtown Denver bar. And for the first time, we are hearing from a woman who was there when the gunfire erupted.
And tonight, she's sharing her story with Denver 7's Christian Lopez.
Witnesses who were at Whiskey Row when the shooting happened are still trying to process.
Brooklyn Queen said, "Where's their shots fired robot? I'm busy running over kids. Don't ask about what I'm doing."
As everything they saw. We spoke with a woman who was in line at the time who quickly jumped into action to help some of the victims who were around her.
We went to Dirk's Bentley, again, just to kind of celebrate.
Madison Charnowski says it was supposed to be one last night out with her friends before her roommate moved out of state.
That's actually one of his favorite bars. So we had been waiting in line for probably about 10 minutes. We were almost to the front of the line at this point.
But it quickly erupted into chaos Saturday night.
Obviously, there were the...
Why do they act like we the only ones that had these kind of issues? This is what we got to ask the Republicans at the disinformation debates. If you all want us to give you our votes, why have you politicized a race of people? Why do you act like other people do not commit crime? Why do you act like there's not a rural and suburban familicide issue? Why do you people racialize everything? Why are you tampering with our history? I think that these are valid questions. Do you guys think that those are valid questions? Think about this, right? I don't know if the Republicans pay attention to this kind of information or not, but would you guys agree that Democrat support is at an all-time low? If you guys agree, then give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, then give me a thumbs down. Democrat support is at an all-time low. Everybody knows that no one's rocking with the Democrats. Everybody knows that black people are shopping the vote. This would be an opportunity for them if they wanted your votes. But instead, they rather sit around and continue to discuss mis and disinformation and try to alter our history because they feel guilty. Let me ask you guys a question. How bad do they really want your vote? How many times have Republicans, quote unquote, talked about, quote unquote, issues with black people and have never offered any kind of solution? What kind of solution has Vivek Ramaswamy offered? As much as he talks about the black community, you would think that he's a Pan-African scholar. Has he offered any viable solutions to improving any problems? Has Ron DeSantis, other than being a fucking prick and having mammies defend him because he can't defend himself when he's not making the law? You know what I'm saying? I'm just curious. I think that in today's political environment, with minimal effort, very minimal effort, I think that some Republicans could get an adequate amount of black support. I do believe that. Do you guys? And the reason why I believe that is because I've said this before. The world at this point now is so upside down that if you're not as far left as possible, everybody thinks that you're a conservative. They'll even paint you as that on the news, give you misinformation. I'm by no means conservative, but I do believe that women should use women's restrooms and men should use men's restrooms, and that's where it stops. Oh my God, you must be MAGA. You must be a Trump supporter. Because I don't want somebody in red bottoms with a beard going in the same bathroom as my daughter. Because I don't want my daughter who cheerleading next to a guy with a beard. That makes me MAGA. So because the world is just so on its head that if you're not just all the way whacked out, smoked out far left, then you must be MAGA. This is the era where they're calling normal black people white supremacists, while the white supremacists are saying that white supremacy doesn't exist. This is where we are in the world, man. The post-truth era is here. Information and facts, validating information does not matter. The only thing that matters is what's repeated on a 24-hour news loop or a 24-hour social media loop until people actually fall for it. Cognitive submission is what most of these people are aiming for. You know what I'm saying? Cognitive submission. They want to beat you in the head with all this nonsense until your brains ooze out of your ears and you just, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sure, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that guy over there with the sundress on and the beard, you know what I'm saying, and the hairy legs and the skirt, the woman's bathroom is over there. I'm sorry. Yeah, no. You know what I'm saying? The way that things are, it would be so easy for Republicans to get the black vote. The migrant crisis issues tearing up FBA neighborhoods in New York, in Chicago. Easy money. Yet and still, what do they do? They're so out of touch. They still sitting up here making woke videos. You know what I'm saying? They're still sitting up here making woke videos. I wonder, do those white content creators on YouTube that make the woke videos after woke videos after woke videos, you know who I'm talking about, people like Geeks and Gamers and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Do they realize that the reason why no one says anything back or says anything in the comment section is because literally nobody knows what the hell you're talking about, because literally nobody cares about any of those videos. No one is promoting or rooting for quote unquote woke Hollywood. That is some shit that literally, let me ask you guys a question. How many quote unquote woke Hollywood actors do you support? If you ask Ryan Kendall, brick's not an issue. The migrant crisis isn't an issue. LGBTQ isn't an issue unless I can create a thumbnail with woke on it. The biggest issue, the most existential issue facing white America is not artificial intelligence. It's race swapping in movies. If race swapping doesn't stop, it could be a catastrophe for white America. You think they're going to talk about that at the debates? Vivek Ramaswamy probably will. And oh, he'll get a standing ovation. Man, the crowd will love him. That is the planet that they live on. I don't know if you take a space shuttle or a SpaceX or what to get there, but that's where they live. You know what I'm saying? Shit's wild.
Gunshots, and there was quite a few. I'd say maybe 7 or 8 of them. And in that moment, like, it's flight or fight response. So I know personally I kind of froze. And then I realized everyone around me was running. A lot of people running, a lot of people screaming.
Madison says she soon realized the gunshots had hit people who were around her.
There was a girl that was 2 or 3 people in front of us, and she had been hit. I know that there was also a girl that was just a couple of people behind us that had been hit. Most of them were leg. The girl that had been shot pretty bad, it actually went straight through her ankle.
She ended up staying with one of them until the ambulance arrived.
You really don't know how you're going to respond until it happens, and hopefully it's not something that you ever really have to respond to.
Denver police say the suspect shot at the bar multiple times after not being allowed in. She still
Shout out to Kid Gravity. What's good with it, bro?
Hasn't been found.
Obviously, not only is it traumatic to me, but for the victims as well. And I know that the suspect is still out there somewhere, and I feel like if anything, finding her will bring some sort of comfort to everybody that had to go through this.
Now, this has all left her nervous about going out again, especially at night.
I'm extremely grateful to be here and to be okay, and that all of my friends are also okay, but it's a traumatic experience to go through, especially for the 5 victims that were hit. I feel like if this weekend taught me anything, it is to hold your people close, be safe, and most importantly, be kind to everyone.
And she's really hoping to reconnect with some of those victims she helped that night to see how they're doing. Meanwhile, Denver police is asking anyone with information about this shooting to contact them. Reporting in Lodo, I'm Christian Lopez, Denver 7.
How terrifying. And Denver police, though, do say that all 5 victims here are expected to survive.
He said, how terrifying. I gotta agree. Yes. So this went down in Ohio. You know what I'm saying? Like I try to tell y'all, man, Torian be telling y'all to be going down in Ohio. This woman killed her mom with a frying pan. That had to be horrible. Could you imagine getting bust upside the head so many times that you passed away from a frying pan? That's called getting bludgeoned. You know what I'm saying? Ohio woman deleted with frying pan, knife after she discovered her college secret. So the mom must have found out some dirt that was going on, and she said, I can't tell you about this. So this is them right here on the side. This is the woman that deleted her mom, and that's the mom right there. A 23-year-old Ohio woman deleted her mother by beating her with an iron skillet and then stabbing her dozens of times. How ladylike. because she found the younger woman had been kicked out of college, just like Charlie Kirk. Thank goodness Charlie Kirk is Christian, because he might have done something like this to his parents when they found out that he wasn't capable of completing higher education. I guess that was his turning point. So now here it says Sidney Powell, oh damn, of Akron, you know what I'm saying, was found guilty of murder, felonious assault, and tampering with evidence in the brutal death of healthcare worker Brenda Powell, who is 50, according to the Summit County Prosecutor's Office. Man, that's wild. In March of 2020, Powell struck Brenda Powell in the head with an iron skillet, then stabbed her nearly 30 times in the neck, the office said in a release. Damn, she went to Mount Union? Powell, a former Mount Union University student, sobbed in the Summit County Common Pleas courtroom after a jury found her guilty on Wednesday, the Akron Beacon Journal reported. Damn! Police found Brenda inside her Scudder Drive home with severe injuries on March 3rd of 2020. She and her then 19-year-old daughter were taken to the hospital where Brenda died. Yo, that's wild. She looking wild in that picture. Listen, man, I'm not trying to sound I'm not trying to sound bad, and I'm not trying to downplay this or anything. But how you get caught if you from Akron? Like, that's wild. Everybody know don't nothing get solved around here. They solved this one though. Operation Protect the White Woman. Shout out to my man KO Kid Fit. What's good with it? Prosecutors said Powell attacked her mother, a child life specialist. Damn, at Akron Children's? Really? You did that to your mom, and your mom was a child life specialist? Really? While she was on the phone with officials from her school. So she just was on the phone getting told the bad news, and then the daughter just started busting her upside the head with a frying pan. Man, that's crazy. Look at it. Look at this. Look at this. Y'all ready for this? During the trial, the defense argued Sidney suffered from schizophrenia and therefore could not be held accountable for the deletion. That's not true. Let me shut up, man. Let me shut up. This they shouldn't even put these mental health excuses in the media. And I'm not trying to be funny, man, but people who suffer from mental health diseases really need to start speaking out about this before they mess around and start losing rights, because people continue to lie on them and say that they're not in conscious control of their actions, because they are, especially if they're medicated, which her mom was a healthcare worker, so she probably was. James Reardon, one of the defense experts who made the diagnosis, said Sidney suffered a psychotic break when she killed her mom, whom she had considered her best friend. No, she didn't have a psychotic break. She lived her entire life without having a psychotic break under stress. Stop. And most psychotic breaks don't cause you to have a targeted episode of violence towards somebody. That's not how that works. Shout out to Deformed Pretty Boy. You know we thugging and thieving. Hey. She said, more murder, come again, more murder, a bloody murder, a bloody murder. Dear Mr. Ouija, somebody give me a frying pan and I'ma do some damage to heads in the kitchen. Mama done found out I failed. Oh no, what the hell? I done lost my temper. Now I'm about to go to jail. Yeah, man, prayers for Crazy Bone. Facts. You know what I'm saying? She said, steady busting out. Put him on underground, way down, lay down. Ain't nobody fucking with me insane. When I put one in you, hit you with the head with a frying pan, man. Damn. This is so bad, man. Damn. I'm in the kitchen now. Gotta get that frying pan. Gotta get it in my hand. Now she about to see her mom at the crossroads. See ya at the crossroads. I shouldn't have been phony. See ya at the crossroads. I shouldn't have been phony. And I'm gonna miss you, Mom. And I'm gonna miss you, Mom. I'm gonna miss you, Mom. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh, this is crazy, man. This is crazy. But Sylvia Obradovich, a psychologist hired by prosecutors, disagreed with the diagnosis and said Sydney didn't meet the legal definitions of insanity at the time of the crime. Obradovich acknowledged that Sydney suffers from mental health issues, including borderline personality traits, malingering, which I don't know what the hell that is, and anxiety disorder, the Beacon Journal reported. None of those diagnoses have any kinds of symptoms of I'm gonna just violently delete somebody with a frying pan. None of that is in there. You can look up the DSM-5 on this shit, and there's nothing about deleting your mom with a frying pan in there. So we started this live stream out with somebody that deleted their baby. In the middle of this live stream, now we're talking about somebody that deleted their mom. You think they're gonna talk about any of this stuff here at the disinformation debates? You know what I'm saying? Stephen Powell, who is Sydney's father and Brenda's husband, and maternal grandmother Betsy Brown, had urged prosecutors to reach a resolution without trial, according to the outlet. But the prosecution said that it wanted a jury to decide. Sydney stopped attacking with the pan, presumably went to the kitchen with a knife, Assistant Prosecutor Brian Santos said. She had to switch weapons and keep attacking her, he said, adding that Sydney carried out the deadly attack because she didn't want her secret revealed. Just the knife in the neck multiple times. That is purposeful. That is trying to end someone, Santos says. So she took the knife and started just start stabbing her mom in the neck with the knife. Just start stabbing her in the head with the knife. Or in the neck with the knife? Who does that? Defense attorney Donald Malarick declined to comment after the verdict. Powell's sentencing is scheduled for September 28th. She could receive a maximum of life behind bars with possible parole after 15 years and additional time for the evidence tampering conviction. Man, that's crazy, man. Weren't we talking about this? I was telling you how a lot of times when you know what I'm saying, when you're younger and you see how they be interacting with their parents, mom, you bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, you be sitting up there like, man, my parents would kill my ass if I talked to them like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Or sometimes you will get because that, now that's that right there is some shit that should be another reparations claim. When you have gotten an unintentional ass whooping from your parents because your parents got mad because they saw how some bad white kid was treating their parents in the public. I know my dad yoked me up like that a couple times. Seen one of them little badass baby kids talking crazy to their mom. Fuck you, mom. And my dad is like squeeze my hands and you can hear the bones cracking. Oh God. Oh, don't you see them over there? Yeah, I see them. You better not never act like that. You understand me? Because my dad would get mad. He used to do shit like my dad did that shady type of discipline. Y'all ever got disciplined shady by your parents? Like you would be like in a crowd of people and like they'd just either grab like a piece, like a chunk of skin and then twist it. You know what I'm saying? Or either just grab you, like if you had a dad that was big and strong and he work out and stuff like that, grab your hand and just start squeezing it and your knuckles start overlapping. You, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Like you like trying to stand up. You shut up. Then your parents, they know that they're making you do some shit where you about to let out a sound. You better not say nothing. Man, I tell you, man, they better be happy that my dad wasn't a criminal, because man, he hostage situations with him would have been no fun. I said that shit would not have been fun at all. All right, so now we at the main part of the stream. All right. The RNC announces 7 candidates that met the criteria for the second Republican debate. Now, any of this stuff that we just talked about here, do you think that they're going to discuss any of that at the debate? And here go my question. Who are the 7 candidates that made the disinformation debates? When they talk to their teacher, you better not. Sit your motherfucking ass, man. You know what's crazy? When you become a parent, like you reactively do that shit. I actually had to laugh when I had to laugh one day when I did that shit to my kids. Get y'all asses down here. I was like, damn, I just did that shit my parents used to do to me. I was like, damn, I just did that shit my parents used to do to me. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what this video talking about here. The RNC announces 7 candidates that met criteria for a second Republican debate. So let's see what they're talking about. Hold on real quick. I'm gonna run this video back. All right, there we go.
Good morning, Maria. Yes, we are here at the Reagan Library gearing up for the second GOP primary debate set for this Wednesday. On that day, 7 candidates will take the stage. Their goal, convince Americans that they should and can be the next president of the United States. The current president getting...
I just want to tell you something. So do y'all hear her? This is for my fellas in the room. Do y'all hear her voice? Her voice is like 1 octave from being that deep, problematic voice. 1 octave. Like if she smoked 1 cigarette, she there. Don't never deal with somebody with a deep ass voice like that. You hear that? Listen to this shit.
The current president getting some bad news this weekend with new polling. It shows, it's a Washington Post ABC poll released Sunday. It shows that if the election were held today, Trump leads Biden by double digits. But neither of those candidates will be in attendance here at the Reagan Library. So here is your lineup.
So look at this right here. The Trump Biden spread. Trump is killing Biden. I actually, Biden is killing Biden, to be honest. And shout out to Kid Gravity. Yo, KG, make sure you put your link in the chat because you're live streaming the RNC second debates, right? So if you guys aren't subscribed to Kid Gravity or Torian or Cannon Hotep or KOK Fit or any of the content creators that are in the chat, make sure you guys check their channels out. If y'all could drop y'all links in the chat, that'd be great. But yeah, check this out because I'm probably not going to be able to stream it with him, but I'm going to be checking it out at work or whatever the hell I'm doing. Because I think I work that night. If I don't work that night, you know what I'm saying, I'll definitely stream it with you, but I think I work that night.
So here is your lineup for Wednesday's debate. Recently joining the list, North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, who qualified for his podium position just this weekend. Candidates will have...
Everybody else got on a suit and a tie. Nikki Haley got on this red dress. Burgum got on a Carhartt jacket. Now, let me tell you, if Burgum, I want y'all to understand how insane these people are. He could get up there and say a bunch of babble. If this dude wore that Carhartt jacket and the cowboy hat, none of the other people there have a chance. Everybody's going to vote for him. I'm just saying. That's the best shit that he could do, is put on a cowboy hat with that Carhartt jacket, and he ain't got to do shit else. It'll really put the icing on the cake if he throws around the N-word. You know what I'm saying? He started using some old school, unapologetic, anti-blackness. That would be the icing on the cake. That is how stupid these people are. That's all it takes. Look, and proof of that is Vivek Ramaswamy. Hurricane IQ says, "Who is Burgum?" I don't know. He probably some random college football coach that said, let me just try this shit real quick. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You know, they have those like Tommy Tuberville.
Have the task of also proving that they could best Biden in a matchup. And with the age of the current president increasingly a concern, you can expect that it will be a topic for candidates.
Okay. Yeah. So Biden is an idiot. That's what we got out of that. So now here it says 7 candidates have qualified for the second GOP presidential primary debate on Wednesday at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library in Simi Valley, California, the Republican National Committee announced. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, former Vice President Mike Pence, Senator Tim Scott, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, and North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum. So that's who Doug Burgum is, the North Dakota governor. He looked like he just came off an oil field. You know what I'm saying? Met RNC criteria for the debate. Former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson was the only candidate from the first debate who failed to meet the party's polling threshold and individual donor requirements. Despite falling short of the RNC's polling requirement for inclusion in the second presidential primary debate, I will continue our campaign to bring out the best America with events scheduled in Iowa, New Hampshire, and across the country in the next several weeks, Hutchinson said in a statement following the announcement. Now, here's my question, and this question is specifically, everybody can answer it, but this question is mainly geared towards Kid Gravity and Torian. Where's Larry Elder at? What do you guys think Larry Elder is going to be doing on the night of the debate? You think he's going to be sitting on the couch like that dude from Belly? You think he's going to be sitting on the couch like that dude from Belly that was mad at Nas and DMX? He'll be outside screaming, "I'm suing everybody. Because I'll be damned if these people don't let me sit there and talk about fatherless kids. Fatherless black kids. America's only problem." What a loser. You know what I'm saying? What an actual loser. Yo, check this out. Larry Elder is an actual loser. He's such a loser that when we turn on the debates, he's not going to be there. You know what's crazy? It didn't take me a law degree to come with that undebunkable logic right there. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, I understand that the RNC and the media are trying to reduce the number of candidates, but I measure success based on the response I receive early in the primary states like Iowa and New Hampshire. My goal is to increase my polling numbers to 4% in an early state before Thanksgiving. If that goal is met, then I remain competitive and in contention for either caucus day or primary day. The 2-hour debate will air live starting at 9 p.m. on Fox Business and Univision, according to the RNC, and be carried on live stream by Rumble. All right, so there's those places that you can watch it at. Okay. Fox News host Stuart Varney and Dana Pinero will moderate, along with Univision's Layla Calderon. So that's interesting that this is going to be hosted on Univision as well. That tells you about that coalition, don't it? What's that say about that coalition? Black and brown. You know what I'm saying? Wednesday's debate is another opportunity for the RNC to share our diverse candidate field with the American people, RNC chairwoman Ronna McDaniel said in a statement. The Republican Party is united around one common goal, beating Biden, and there is no better place to showcase our conservative vision for the future than the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library. Now, if location means something, let me ask you guys a question. What other messages are they sending by holding it at the Ronald Reagan National Library? Former President Donald Trump is expected to skip the debate and instead deliver a speech to Detroit amid the United Auto Workers strike, one of his campaign advisors confirmed to the Post. 7 candidates, President Biden, his chief political opponent, said on Friday he will fly to Michigan on Tuesday to stand in solidarity with men and women of UAW as they fight for a fair share of the value they helped create. They're doing photo ops, and then eventually it's going to be migrants working those UAW jobs. And I got to agree with KG. If you guys agree with KG, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. KG says crime bill coming. Facts. Super facts. They're going to have a Republican crime bill, and they're going to have a Democrat crime bill. Everybody going to be making crime bills. You know what I'm saying? For the second debate, candidates needed at least 50,000 individual donors to their campaign and register with at least 3% support in 2 national polls, or 3% in 1 national poll and 3% in 2 polls from the early voting states of Iowa, New Hampshire, Nevada, and South Carolina. The polls must be approved by the RNC and conducted after August 1st. Each must also survey at least 800 registered likely Republican voters. Internal campaign polls do not count. All right. So here we got Vivek Ramaswamy. There go your girl Nikki Haley. Mike Pence. Tim Scott is actually at the Butter Biscuit Factory. Chris Christie. Doug Burgum. Asa Hutchinson, who's not going to be there. So Trump is currently leading the GOP primary field with 57.3% support. He's followed by DeSantis with 13.5, Ramaswamy 6.5, Haley 5.3, Pence 4.2, Scott 2.5, Christie 2.5, Burgum 0.5, and Hutchinson 0.4. Okay. So my question is, out of any of these Republican candidates, is there anybody is interested in voting for? Oh yeah, on my other channel I got this series called The Undocumented Bros. We talked about that shit the other day. Those visas, that ridiculousness, the invitations the invitations to come to the border. So now here go my question. And I'm throwing this out here to see if people would be interested. Is there anybody that would be interested in collabing on live streaming this debate? Gavin Newsom and Ron DeSantis have agreed to debate on Fox News. Who would be interested in grifting on that? Oh, big facts, Cannon. Facts. Bet, KG. It's on November 30th at 9:00 p.m. Deneen says why? I don't know. Shout out to KO Kid Fit. So far we got Kid Gravity, we got KO Kid Fit, It's on November 30th at 9:00 p.m. I'm gonna make sure I got some Ciroc. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get it in. We're gonna get it in. It's gonna be fun. Republican presidential candidate Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and California Governor Gavin Newsom have agreed to participate in a televised debate in November that will be moderated by Fox News host Sean Hannity. How y'all think this is about to go? KO Kid Fit said, Angie, we can't have Angie mad at you, KO Kid Fit. We can't have Angie mad at you. You better take care of that. You know what I'm saying? You better take care of that. She read your disclaimer banner for the first time yesterday. That's hilarious. Sometimes people just don't read it, and then when they actually read it, they laugh. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to make people laugh. You know what I'm saying? I did it right after that dude in the in New York did that subway shooting in the air. And then the people were trying to say that he did it because he watched Kwame Brown and Tariq Nasheed and Kevin Samuels. I was like, let me take care of that shit real quick. I don't tell people to do anything like this. Let me just go ahead and put this up there. So when you read this, if you ever hear anything on the news, it's a damn lie, because look at the bottom of the screen. You know what I'm saying? I actually told people not to do stuff like that. That robot dog would go down there and get you. That robot dog would jump up on the table like Martin's dog jumped up on the table. Remember when Martin had that dog and he was questioning everybody because he had lost something, and the stuffed Rottweiler jumped up on the table and almost got Tommy? Shout out to OG Patrice. That's what that robot dog up in New York City would do. I don't want that to happen to none of y'all. You know what I'm saying? I can't even do no robot bark. Left. It's gonna sound like you know how them sirens be like, That shit gonna be all robotic and dumb. Woof. It's gonna have the same pattern as the alarm. Woof. Oh man, hey, they need to make that robot dog have that migrant shelter warning. Had that dog just roll up on one of the migrants. You are not safe here. Hey, that shit would be wild. The dog with no head rolling up on you if you just got off a bus from Venezuela. You are not welcome here. There's 300 cots to one room. The toilets don't work. The water doesn't work. Hey, you know they got that scene from Martin came from New Jack City and shit. I'm surprised Martin didn't on that shit. I'm surprised they didn't have it looking like Martin stuck something through Cole's hand. Oh man. Martin was one of the funniest shows ever made. I'm sorry, man. It's not a lot of shows that's funnier than Martin. You know what I'm saying? Like that's some classic shit. I don't know if it's ever gonna get any better than that, y'all. I don't know if it's ever gonna get any better than Martin or In Living Color, man. For real. I think that might be it. I can still, it's Martin still funny to this day. I could watch that shit from start to finish right now, like I never saw it before, and be laughing just as hard. That was Martin's best work. You know what I'm saying? Like he outdid himself on that. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says the debate, which will air on Fox during Hannity's 9 p.m. primetime program, will take place November 30th, the network announced. All right, so KO Kid Fit and And Kid Gravity, make sure y'all ready. November 30th at 9:00 p.m. We streaming this shit. How many of y'all will watch? If will y'all watch this? How many of y'all gonna watch it? If y'all will watch this, give me a thumbs up in the comment section. If y'all ain't gonna watch it, give me a thumbs down. Cause I'll make the thumbnail and all that and put it up probably sometime tomorrow if y'all want to watch this for real. Oh, and to people that are part of the Discord, I found the G.I. Joe 1987 movie on YouTube, and I watched part of that shit while I was at work. Y'all gotta watch that shit. That's Villainy Lessons 101. The Cobra Law, the way they handle business. You know what I'm saying? The way Cobra Law handle business, Villainy 101. You know what I'm saying? So now here says the event will run 90 minutes and take place at a location that has still yet to be determined, but will be in Georgia. In a statement issued through the network, Hannity said he is looking forward to providing viewers with an informative debate about the everyday issues and governing philosophies that impact the lives of every American. The planned debate comes as DeSantis looks to break through the Republican primary field and establish himself as a legitimate challenger to former President Trump, who has a sizable lead in most GOP primary polls. DeSantis will participate in the second GOP primary debate Wednesday, an event airing on Fox Business Network that Trump plans to skip. So check this out, man. Like, Trump just out here skipping the debate. Facts, Michael. I agree. Villainy is half the battle. We don't need no umbilical cord. This is TV. Facts. Y'all crazy. Trump did not show up to the first GOP primary debate last month, citing his large lead and what he says is a hostile relationship with Fox, which is interesting because we talked about the relationship that he had with Fox yesterday when we talked about Rupert Murdoch, right? Hey, Shamika said, remember the episode where Martin was saying, keep the lie alive? That's what PC do. It is. That's why I'm calling this the disinformation debate. These people are about to be dressed up nice and clean. You know what I'm saying? Vivek Ramaswamy is going to be in a suave suit. Ron DeSantis is going to be dressed up all nice. Nikki Haley is going to have on her finest red dress and be all made up. She's going to use one of them ice irons to iron the wrinkles out of her face. Have y'all ever seen one of them those face irons that they use? Boxers use them a lot of times when they get busted up to make it so that their eyes don't swell closed. But it's like a piece of metal, and it's shaped like a manual iron, and they iron their face with it. Nikki Haley gonna have some face ironing treatments. She gonna be looking all nice and made up, long, luscious hair flowing. You know what I'm saying? And they gonna be just sitting up there talking about bullshit. That's gonna be the well-dressed bullshit convention. Denise, you said you need one. What's that, one of them face irons? Hey, me too, though, for real, for real. I need exfoliant. You know what I'm saying? That's what I need. You know what I'm saying? I need some exfoliant. You know what I'm saying? They are going to be lying. That's going to be the best dressed caviar liar convention in the world. The gaslighting. It's going to be enough gaslighting at the RNC to light up the world. I agree, Cannon. The way Trump is actually doing that is actually setting him up like he's the boss at the end of the game, which is wild. You know what I'm saying? So now it says the former president has repeatedly ridiculed Fox News and its corporate ownership for what he says is an effort to boost DeSantis and stop him from reclaiming the White House. And actually, they kind of have. And I didn't know that New York Post and Fox were actually owned by the same people. But if you guys recall, earlier in the year, Fox and New York Post were running concurrent attacks on Trump and boosting DeSantis. If you guys remember that actually did happen. You know what I'm saying? Trump has nonetheless made a number of high-profile appearances on Fox in recent months, including with Hannity, who has been a close personal friend of the former president for years. Newsom has engaged in a media tour of sorts in recent days, sitting for extensive interviews with a number of cable news channels and participating in a wide-ranging conversation with CBS's News 60 Minutes Sunday. The Democrat has ruled out the prospect challenging President Biden for the party's nomination for president in 2024. So yeah, I think it was Deneen who asked, what's the point of this debate? I don't know. Make sure you guys hit that link that KG put into the chat. The debate stream. Okay. So don't move a muscle, guys. Do not go anywhere. The next stream is about to start now. But before we start, please make sure you guys show some love to Black Knight Discussions who joined the membership. Definitely appreciate it. Like I said, the membership is only 99 cents. It definitely helps. It's appreciated, but not required. So make sure you guys throw some radiation emoji in the chat for him. In the comment section to the replay viewers, shout out to y'all. Make sure you guys leave who you all think will be the most effective Republican candidate. And I think that we need to create a list of demands for Republicans. If you guys think that we should create a list of demands for Republicans, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't, give me a thumbs down. Because I'm not trying to be funny, but motherfucker, y'all gonna stop talking shit about us. So now when we hand you this list of demands, don't sit there and say anything about, oh, well, you're just running to the Democrats and this is the party that's harmed you for all these years. Okay, here go a list. Do something about it. They'll be throwing the list in the trash. But before you actually make your move, the terminal move, it's always good to have all of the paperwork in line that say, see, we tried everything. Now it's time to push the button. So with that being said, I'm about to push the button, and I'll catch y'all on the next stream. Peace.